What's up, ladies? Matt Moneymaker here. 22 years, easily the boss of this organization. Moneymaker coming at you.
Hey, what was the name? Squatchers again.
16 years in the BFRO.
I live and breathe for this shit.
Cliff, BFRO field researcher for 15 years. I live, eat, breathe Squatchers.
Hey, Renee here. 8 years in the BFRO. I'm just here to prove this guy's wrong. There are no squatches.
Wish I could find a way to disappear. All these thoughts, they make no sense. I found bliss in ignorance.
Well, one night I was out coon hunting with my little brother and we were walking down this trail.
So, where'd you first see the squatch?
Well, it was right down there by that big tree.
Alright, well, what kind of motions was it making when you saw it?
Well, it was just standing down there and just looking towards us. And then it really started to take off.
Was it swinging its arms?
Yeah, like kind of like
So
this.
it was like a big one. It wasn't just like a little one.
No, it was full force.
Okay. Alright, so is that about where he was at?
Yeah, he was right on the right side of that tree there, eating.
Alright, stay there. How tall do you think it is?
Probably about right there, probably from
So
where I was, about that big.
That's about 8 feet or so. That's common for probably an adult male or something like that.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Was it like this?
No, it had more arm movement to it.
So a lot like this?
Yeah. Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
Think I saw.
Well, I'd say it'd be about an adult male's the size.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty average with the sightings we've been hearing around here, so I think we got a traveling squatch.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wow, looky there. Deer track. That tells me there's squatches in this area, because where there's prey, there's also predators like squatches.
The Squatchers are brought to you by Powder Crest Snowshoes, the only snowshoes we wear. Back to the Squatch in action.
Hey, so I just got in my tree stand in the morning and been in there for a little bit and it was dark. And I saw this dark shape walk along this trail over here and come behind those pallets. And it started messing with the pallets and it knocked a few of them down. And then it saw me and went down into the river bottom there.
Alright, well, we're going to do a reenactment here, so tell me if this is what it looked like.
Yeah, it looks really similar, especially when he got about to right there behind the pallets. That's when I could see him the clearest. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, when it saw me, that's exactly what it did. To me, it looked like it was 6.5 to 7 feet tall. Come down a little bit, about right there.
Oh, Cliff, looky here.
Oh yeah.
You see that?
Yep.
Wow.
Definite squatch prints
Those
right
are
here.
the best squatch prints I've ever seen. You see this? You can see the toe mark.
Yep.
You can see with the leaves pushed up like that.
That's about the right size and stride length too. Usually they're about 9
Look at the
to 10
comparison to
inches.
my hand.
They're usually about 9 to 10 inches long, which is about what that is. And the stride length is usually between 4 to 6 feet. So I think we got a definite squatch
And look
right
at
here.
this. You can see we're kind of slid down this hill a little bit. Wow. Those are the best prints I've ever seen.
Oh, you see this, Bobo? This is a possible squatch right here. You can come up here and be looking under, peeling this bark back, looking for grubs and other insects to eat. I've heard of squatches doing this before, and this isn't uncommon with all the sightings and activity we've seen in the area.
I saw that in Northern California once.
Yep.
Actually saw a squatch doing that.
Yep.
Wow. Well, you know, Cliff, from what I've gathered here, this looks like a perfect place to squatch it.
It's great habitat, and with all the abundance of water, food, and shelter, I don't know why squatches wouldn't live here. Well, now that we got a lay of the land and we kind of know the area a little better, we're going to go back and get a game plan for tonight's investigation, and hopefully we can stir up some squatches.
I'm really glad we had our 2 witnesses come out today. I'd like to say thanks to them. Definitely going to be a big help for tonight's investigation.
Alright, well, we're here interviewing our second witness, Kendall, who had an encounter while he was ATV riding one day.
The squatch-like figure crossed the path in front of me.
So, how tall would you say this figure was?
Oh, about 7 to 8 feet.
How much would you say it weighed?
Probably 300 pounds.
And how long would you say that you had an encounter with?
Oh, about 2 minutes.
Really? Did you get, how far away were you?
About 80 to 90 yards.
So, did you feel intimidated in any way by it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, what color would you say it was?
Black.
Well, what I think it was probably an adult male Sasquatch that you had a run-in with. And them are probably the most common from the witnesses we interview. And I think your story is very believable because it's in close proximity to where our other witnesses had these encounters. So I think we'll take you back there, show us on the map, and then we'll do a night investigation close to where you saw it.
Here in the upper Midwest, chasing squatches through the forest is no easy task. But we got two key witnesses, witness Josh and his little brother Peyton, here to tell us why the squatches do exist here in the upper Midwest. And they thought it'd be a good idea to go out coon hunting late at night. That was until they heard a few key sounds back in the distance and sounded like knocks, wood slapping against trees, or even child screams. We usually don't take witnesses like these two youngsters out in the field at night with us, but they come from a trusted line of a Squatch family where their dad actually in the field next to this caught a foot on camera. Along with me, Matt Moneymaker, is Cliff, Bobo, and Renee up here to tell you why Squatches do exist in these woods.
Well, I'm mostly a Southern California, or Southern, guy, Northern California, but a lot of stories, a lot of spots in this area in the upper Midwest. I figured I'll come squatch it out.
Yep.
This is Renee.
The area that they saw their sighting was particularly attractive because of its abundance of game and habitat, which makes great Squatch territory. And there's also been numerous sightings and reportings of Squatch encounters in this area, so I think we got a very good chance of seeing some Squatches tonight.
Hey, I'm Renee. Heard a couple noises so far, but I'm not yet a firm believer here in northern Illinois. See if we can catch some squatches out here. Let's go.
This segment of the Squatchers is brought to you by Scent Killer, above 99%. Now, back to the squatching.
Dude, Cliff, we had a row of windmills back over there in the distance, which leads me to believe that is leading right up to the woods we are going to.
Yep.
That the Bigfoots could use that almost as a Squatch highway to get to where.
I've heard of that.
That is why numerous
I've heard
reports
of
are
that.
coming from this very small location in the upper Midwest.
Well, this is what Matt's talking about. Over here, you can see these small brownish circles. Them are where the windmills are that Matt thinks they're using as a highway. And right over here is our is where we're doing our night investigations and where the reports of the Bigfoots have been coming from. There's also been a few encounters over on this side of the road and in multiple other areas around this location. So I think we're in a good spot, and I think Matt could be right with his windmill highway.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think we have a very good chance of at least getting some encounters, maybe some on the therms, and maybe hopefully we'll get a response to either some knocks or some howls tonight, because this location is very compelling because we've already had these witnesses back here tell us their story of their squatches, which I feel is very believable. And now we're coming to this mecca of Bigfoot activity. I think we have a very good opportunity at seeing some squatches.
Hey, real clear night out here, guys. I think we better split up. It's our only shot at seeing one of these things, these elusive squatches. So, gotta split up, cover as much ground as we can.
All right, so here's the plan, guys. Me and Bobo, we'll hit down low. We'll try and catch something on the therms and maybe do some wood knockings.
And me and Renee will stay up high on the ridges and try and do some calls and howls and see if we can shoot anything down to you. All right?
Sounds good.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky, official jerky of the Squatchers. And now, back to the show.
Hey, we're up here on the ridge. Just found some fresh scat. About to do some howls, a couple, clanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna The plan is right now is I'm gonna give a couple howls to see if anything answers, or if Bobo and Cliff can get anything on their thermal scanners down below. So now I'm gonna call down to Bobo on my walkie-talkie and see, just so he knows heads up, so he doesn't think it's a Squatch himself. Bobo, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Matt.
Yeah, Bobo, glad you got a copy. We're gonna send out a scream, howl, scream with about a 5-second interval between each one.
Okay, we'll be listening. Make them sound good.
First howl, or first scream coming up. Separated by a howl, then another scream. Renee here is gonna be listening at my back to see if it all works. Here we go.
Man, them howls are sounding pretty good up there.
Yeah, they are.
You'll often see us do calls because the Squatches like to communicate between themselves, because usually in an area like we're squatching out today, there's probably 4. There's the mother, and then either 1 and or 2 young, and then the father. So they like to communicate back and forth to keep each other safe and to know each other's whereabouts.
You know, Renee, we didn't get a response. We're about a quarter mile from where we first heard the reports. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find, yeah, here we go, a nice stick, and I'm gonna try a tree slap and see if it gets a response again.
Did you hear that? Grunt.
There's a Squatch in these woods!
A rock slap is used for the mother to communicate to their young, because they don't want to verbally scream at them to make it too loud, so they do unobvious, gestures, as in a rock slap. And that tells their young to come away from the danger. And the danger they see is us humans, because we don't want to hurt them, but they also don't want to be seen.
Wait, I heard 3, but I just heard a 4th grunt.
I thought they were only doing 3.
They didn't call for a grunt. Hey Matt, you copy? They're not answering. Dude, they're not answering.
They must be on a Squatch.
Let's get over there.
Alright, me and Bobo here just met up with Matt and Renee, and we're gonna talk about the night so far and hopefully investigate this first Squatch.
What'd you guys see?
We didn't see anything, but we heard something coming down on that quarter-mile stretch where it's open now.
That's about where we heard it, don't you think?
Yeah. That's where we were hearing them grunts and them tree slaps.
We better go investigate.
I also heard these noises, but I think these guys are jumping to great conclusions on thinking there's a Squatch out here.
The rock slap I heard sounded like an old female trying to call her young in away from danger.
Hey, you hear that right now?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Alright, we're just gonna head up here and investigate the first Squatch we heard tonight.
Know the hunter up in the area, and they have a couple trail cams somewhere around here. This is a perfect place for Renee to set up camp for a couple nights.
This looks like a great spot for me to set up camp, do a solo investigation.
All Squatchers need a great tasting soft drink to get them through the night investigations.
That's why we prefer Pepsi over all other drinks. And now back to some great squatching action.
Alright, well tonight was very productive, but we're gonna head back to camp and conclude our results.
We'll be back here at the AM to pick up Renee, see what she's got.
I think the best thing to do is gather our 2 witnesses and have them point the exact spots on this map. And then we'll chart where we got it to see if we can gather the Squatches in a funnel.
I agree, let's go.
Alright, lights out.